Hi, and welcome back to Overexerted, a Disney Lorcana podcast brought to you by three handsome men. I am your host, Benny, and with me, as always, is...
Heath.
And James? Dan?
James Dan?
We haven't decided yet. You might have to legally change your name.
I might.
We've already both called you Dan tonight.
It's true.
I love it. Oh, okay, guys, gentlemen, this is a big day. A big day. We have, as you may notice by Heath's background, we might have done and seen something amazing today, which was the World Championship, and we have a champion. Spoiler alert there. For people who are like listening to this, going like, I want to get all my news from Overexerted. All of it.
Let me just say, if anyone's watching this before you watch any recordings of Worlds, what's wrong with you?
I was camping.
Benny doesn't have a choice. He's physically here. We're recording this on the Sunday, though. You're probably not watching this until Monday at the earliest, if not Tuesday.
Fair. I have to be here. It's my job.
All right. There's a lot, guys. There's a lot. We have Worlds, we have announcements, we have some lotteries, we have lots of...
We have highs, we've got lows, we've got drama, we've got pain and heartache and joy and ecstasy and all the conflicting emotions, which is why I have this. This is my conflicting emotions of the day. We got the highs and we got the lows. And this is representing how I feel today.
So, first and foremost, I guess we could touch off, how did the draft go, since I didn't see much of anything?
Super sealed.
No, I mean our draft.
Our draft. No,
draft.
we can't get to that yet because that will spoil who won.
Oh.
Benny, you get to draw this out and just check every little box.
Just savor it. As we go along, be like, it sounds like the results are... But for anyone that's forgotten, I'll try and pop up on the screen here, edit it in, our respective players that we drafted for the weekend. As you can probably tell from the expression over here in my first pick.
At least two of my picks made it in pretty good. But
yeah. Anyways.
Do we just want to get right into talking about the fun stuff of the weekend?
James, why don't you kind of give us the kind of bullet points about what we're going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about Worlds, of course, going through the whole weekend in some parts faster than others. We're going to talk about the announcements that they made about DLCs. There's a lot of news there. And we're going to talk about some things that maybe got buried in the news and you may not by the end of the weekend.
Forgot it was even announced at some point.
So I guess we'll just that's the main thing, and I think just the announcements about the DLCs and information is probably going to be what the meat of the show is about, really.
Yeah, we'll be honest.
Some really fun, amazing stuff that happened this weekend, and that is the World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
The first fun thing we saw, and we're going to go with recording this or showing this time. So let's remember to actually say something for all the people who are listening.
Hey, is that a new plaque behind you, by the way? Just for detour number 1 here.
Yes, yeah, that actually is the D20.
Oh.
As a gift, you get the plaque and a big giant book about Disneyland.
I love it.
And wait, that's what you get if you get gold?
This is the second tier of gold for like the $100 membership.
Okay, 1 second.
That's only $100 and you get that? Can you still get that?
120. I got this, and like I said, a giant book. It's like it weighs like 20 pounds.
Huh.
So my wife has always wanted that plaque specifically, so yeah. I guess I'm signing up for gold this year.
Gold plus.
Yeah,
plus.
There's and then there's a level above that where you can order there's 4 different gifts you can choose.
Yeah.
If you order one above that, you can get all 4 gifts.
Nice. That's a nice coffee table book. My daughter would destroy that though.
It's amazing. Look at all that.
All right. So apparently, if the exclusive promo wasn't enough for Iago, if the plaque wasn't enough, you get an amazing book as well. Buy now. All right. Tangent number 1 is in the books.
There you
Literally.
go.
So if I buy now, it'll still be around for next D23. Perfect timing.
There you
All
go.
right. Just why don't you take us into?
Let's start sharing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
Didn't want to do that.
I
Okay.
want-
We're going to start the weekend with, this is what one of the contenders at Worlds, one of the 28 contenders shared that they received as their welcome package for being a Worlds contender.
It's a
This
pretty nice
was-
swag bag.
They listed 4 things on the website for pricing, and this is not 4 things. This is a lot more.
Right? Because what they listed the card, the sleeves, the
Playmat.
pin, and the playmat. Yeah.
Nope. No, it was the card, the sleeves, the playmat, all with a whole new world art, and the premium deck
Oh
box.
yes, and the premium deck box. Right.
So, in addition, they got the logo backpack,
Yep.
the logo baseball jersey, the
Yep.
premium binder,
Yep.
the exclusive whole new world pin, a pen, a sticker, a D23 set, a notebook, and a water bottle, again, logoed. So of these things that you see here, the D23 set, the premium binder, and the deck box are the only things that any one of us could have gotten. The other things were all exclusive. I mean, the sticker we could have gotten at D23 or whatever.
I'm really glad you highlighted the sticker. That was like the pinnacle of
Wait, which one's the sticker?
the gold emblem in the middle.
Oh, I
at
thought that
NA
was-
Continentals too. I might have thrown that out.
I thought that was like a Pog slammer that you used for like heads or tails to decide who goes first.
It would be sweet if it was a pause.
Sorry, I should be in charge of, merchandise at Ravensburger. Hire me. I can come up with some good ideas. I'm the ideas guy.
So we talked about it a little bit, I think, but also I heard a few other content creators talking about it last week. And basically what you're looking at, depending on what that card, because the card is the main thing. The card
Yeah.
is, there were 28 handed out, and then there was going to be one additional one given to each of the top 2. So that means there's 30.
Yeah.
And then there will be one given to everyone who got 5 wins, which was 7 people.
Yeah.
So there are 37 of those whole new world promos in existence.
Yeah.
I think might make it one of the rarest Lorcana cards in existence. So
Wait,
most,
Second
7 people?
rarest.
yeah,
No, seven people got 5 wins.
7 people got 5 wins.
Yeah.
Out of top 8, there
Yeah.
was one short of 5 wins.
We'll talk. We may or may not talk about that.
For everybody out there, I am basically a listener tonight. I am learning.
No, you
everything.
get to ask all the questions because you didn't witness it, so you can be asking the
This is
questions
awesome.
that the viewers want to know.
So the card is, I know, probably going to be worth in excess of $10,000.
Oh, well, yeah.
And probably is going to hit somewhere between 15 to 20 at its height, possibly.
No.
So basically, they were handed, let's just say, $20,000 when they walked in the door.
Yeah, I
because
think between the playmat and the card, yeah, I think you can safely say that.
The D23 set's a couple $100, and I'm sure they could piece out the sleeves at $50 a sleeve if they.
I think you could say 1,000 for everything other than the playmat and the card. And then, anyways, we're not here to gauge pricing, but
That was really cool. I
it
mean,
was a good thing to walk into. That was a good day to walk into.
this is very good pricing. If you're not going to offer cash pricing, you give people stuff that's worth money.
Yeah.
If they so choose to sell it, if they want to keep it, they have an awesome thing. That's what we're going for.
But how much for the backpack?
I'll give you $20 for it.
I mean, I really.
I mean,
want
if the
that
hat's
backpack.
like 150 that they had at DLCs, that's got to be,
I want the jersey. The jersey looks nice.
Yeah.
Fair.
Assuming
yeah.
it fits well.
No, I don't care about that. I want. Anyway, so we get into the event starting on Saturday morning. I don't care that it started late. I mean, I know that there's going to be hiccups. It started about an hour.
Yeah.
I don't. Some people do. Fine. I was like, you know what? Hey, I can snooze a little bit for 15 or 20 minutes while I'm waiting for it to start. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then we got into the super sealed almost immediately. And so, Heath, what did you think of 3 rounds?
Thank you for letting me talk about this. Yeah. I was so thrilled with it because, you know, I even put out a video that I was like, I'm not sure about this whole super sealed thing. Actually, to be frank, call myself out. I actually thought it was going to be the opposite in terms of the skill intensity for the build. Because they got so many cards that feels like that they're just going to build themselves. And I'm sure to some degree, like 90% of them might have. You know, if it's like, oh, I got such busted cards that I've got to. But I think what came out again and again between my own practice and other people's input that I heard was that it was almost paralysis of choice. So I loved that it forced them into that bubble. And that, you know, from what I was hearing from the inside, is that it was like frenetic energy during the building. Like, they needed more time. And so they were pushed to their limit to build. And then I also love the fact that if you look at some of the deck lists, and they're just kind of trickling out because they haven't been published as readily as the constructed deck lists, is that there was at least 2 3-0s that I saw that were not completely busted lists. They were obviously piloted really well, and quite a few 2-1s as well, which all boiled down to it was much more skill intensive, I think, than a lot of people gave it credit for. And then the entertainment factor was another question. Is this just going to be, you know, 2 people staring at each other the whole time, and or 2 people topping decking the whole time? And of course that was there, but that was there in constructed too. If you saw the constructed, there was times where we're in top deck mode. That happens in a game of cards, in a TCG. But on the whole, I think the entertainment factor, even the times where I remember the first game of the first match, they were staring at each other for a bit, but it was like a chess match. It was like, ooh, what can I afford to quest with here? What do I have to hold back? That was Frank Karsten and Zan Saeb, that first match, and it was just exceptional entertainment value. I was glued to my seat. I know I'm biased, right? So hopefully I feel like, you know, what I heard, that everyone was feeling the same. Yeah, Benny, you got to go back and rewatch it. It was actually like a really good time. And I think showed limited very, very well. And I think draft
Frank and Zan.
Yeah, I know, right? Round 1, my 2 top paired against each other in a 7-round event. I'm like,
Keith and I had multiple pairings of our picks throughout the.
You had 1, Benny. You had 1.
Yeah.
Was it the last one?
No, well, sorry, you had 2. You're right. Other than the last one, you had 1. All right. So that was my bias, because I'm very biased towards limited. James, what was your impression of Super Seal?
The first match was a nail biter from the get-go. It was like, let's just watch these 2 guys big brain this entire match and see who comes out. And it, of course, went to 3 games, and it was just incredible to watch.
Specifically, I don't want to spoil it if you do go back and watch Benny, but the way that Zan came back in game 2 of round 1, everyone in the chat that I was on was writing him off. Yeah. I had personally been like, well, this is over.
Yeah.
And he found a line that was just,
crazy.
Crazy.
And to be able to do that with one-ofs, basically, in your deck, and just have the right things in your hand at the right time. I still feel that maybe Frank was letting the Cusco draw them cards every turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think in multiple games, I think he let that go on for a little too long.
I would agree.
Too much ammunition to Zan. But anyway, so that's the 3 rounds of sealed were really fun. Anyone who 3-0'd that was in a very good position, because after 3 rounds of sealed came 4 rounds of triple deck, and you have to win 2, and that was it.
Yeah.
And, watching this was amazing, and the first person so once you hit 5 wins, you were done. You didn't have to play anymore. You were in the top 8. And so the first person to get 5 wins was Ed Chu, who went 5-0. He lost a game. He lost a game in all 5 matches, and that was it. Good
job.
He dominated. Next up, I think it was it Zach and
DKP.
DKP both went 5-1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then we had a few more after that. Was it the rest of them after that?
Well,
Was
it
it
would have been because it was only round 5, round 6, round 7 is when people made it in.
We had 4 more.
So we had, I think, after that we had 8 matches. Yeah. Well, not even getting to top 8 because I think we had, how many matches did we have? Or sorry, 4 matches.
We had 3 of them where it was 4 and 2s, and so there would be 3 of them going in.
Correct.
Right.
Right. Yes, there was 7 4 and 2s playing. 3 matches that were all 4 and 2s, where the winner of that was certainly getting in. Mm-hmm. And then we had 1 match. James, 2 of his players paired against each other. 4-2, Mo Shamlin, and paired down with Kurt Spice, who was 3 and 3. And ironically, if Kurt won that match, 2 players were going to get in at 4 and 3, but it was going to be neither of them because they were lower seeded. So Kurt could only play spoiler in that match. Yeah. And if Mo won, then he would get in at 5 and 2, and there would only be 1 person at 4 and 3. And sure enough, let's show the top 8, and you'll see who won that match.
All right, so we're going now into the top 8 here. And so Mo made it in.
He made it in.
He went 0-2 to start the day. This is incredible. The litany today was 0-2 to day 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because he went 5-0 after going 0-2 and sealed to start the day and made it.
Mental fortitude to come back from that.
Yeah. Oh, and did you hear? So this is hilarious. In the interview after this match where he won and made it into the top 8, he was talking to I can't remember which caster it was. It was, but they asked him the question like, what did it take? Or what happened? Like, how did you turn it around? And Mo's like, well, after the second round, I went and talked to my wonderful, supportive, beautiful wife, and she told me, stop losing. And he's like, and so I did.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
That was awesome.
So Edmund Chu is first seed. I think Zach was he third seed? Or no, he was second seed.
Zach was second seed, DKP third seed.
Third.
And Luca was fourth, I believe.
Yeah, was fourth. Lucas was fifth.
Yep. Because I remember it was Luca v. Lucas.
Right. Emily was eighth, and Federico was sixth. So we will, and so you can see their ink pairings here as well, which is really cool. And you can see that there was actually not that much. There was only half of them with Ruby Sapphire decks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you look at the kind of expected color pairings that we talked about, I only see 3 with.
I think so.
Yeah, only 3 with the kind of best color pairing that we thought was gonna be. And certainly color pairings I was not foreseeing.
Zach Bivens.
Yes. Yep. 2. Luca and Zach. Both bringing Emerald Sapphire.
Let's go,
to top
baby.
8. What?
Yeah. And here's the interesting thing. Lucas with Blurple,
yep.
I think only Blurple deck of the 28. I have to check the list, which is available, but I remember Liam saying that he picked Blurple for his deck of choice for saying that, it was basically all he was left with, and there was only one person with it.
Yeah. And Ely, with his Amber Sapphire deck, is specifically a puppies-based aggro deck.
Yeah, puppy-based. I mean, it's not a lot of puppies, but it's puppy-based.
I mean, enough that, he has the shift line of the... what's the bodyguard?
Bolt.
Not Bolt. It's... No, it's the 3/7 2-lore bodyguard. It's not...
Bolt.
What's that? Oh, Thunderbolt. Sorry, you kept cutting out. Thunderbolt. Okay, yeah. Which in round 4, he was on the feature match and he won that round with the puppies, and the puppies look great. And I remember posting on Twitter, I'm like, if he wins round 5, like, all of a sudden, we're gonna be praising puppies. It didn't turn out that way, but I thought it was awesome that he brought puppies, and that it at least won one time on stream.
I gotta say, I love all the different poses, though. Everybody's doing the arms crossed, except for, I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it Ellie?
Ely. Yeah.
Ely. So, but the best part is, like, Edmund's, like, laughing while doing it.
Yeah. They did,
Luca's actually got, like, the, oh, it's on kind of pose. And then Zach's got, like, the 80s sitcom, like, oh, yes. You.
They did little recordings that ended, or that were part of this. Oh, okay. And it's funny, because some of them, DKP's like, and Edmund's laughing, and Zach is, like, forming the pose, and then there's some that are just like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, some look highly uncomfortable doing the recording.
Oh, I love it. I would definitely be doing the
right.
To kick things off, there's like a 30 or 45 second sizzle reel, and it had a slow burn start where it was like this darkish thing, and it was like this little kind of like slowly brightening, swirling ink colors that kind of just like got brighter and brighter until it was the and then the World Championship logo came out. It was like, I thought that was really cool. That looked really neat.
I think the production value of the weekend was quite good.
I can't say because I don't know for sure, but like behind a couple of their heads, it almost looks like that old Disney Channel logo where they do like
yeah, they signed it or whatever.
Yeah, so like you can see like behind DKP's head, it looks like one part of an ear, and then on the other side of his head, the other part of the ear, and then part of like the Mickey head down below that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that's what it is, I like the little tie-in there.
It wasn't, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, shall we go to the bracket?
So here's the bracket, and here's where now here we go.
Yeah. Now we can start talking about Benny.
Our draft. Heath is out.
I'm out. I was out at round 5. Around 5, I looked at the results. I'm like, I'm done. I'm cooked. Yeah.
But you'll notice that Benny's pick, Edmund Chu, and Game Fam, DKP, are in separate brackets.
Yep.
While my 2 picks that made it into the top 8 are facing each other in the first of the top 8.
Yeah.
So basically, Benny had 100% chance of having his guys, basically a really good chance of one of his guys making it in. I had half that chance because one of mine was going away immediately.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Uh,
So anyway, this is the top 8. There were some pretty good games. There were some fast games.
Some fast games.
Ed continued to play quickly. I don't think it wasn't this round. It was in the next one. But so let's go to the next one and look at the results.
I'm pretty sure Ed thought he had a chess clock or something. Like, he was like...
He's like, I got to get to the park.
He's throwing his cards down on the table.
I got reservations at Walt Disney World. Let's go. Here's the top 4. Ed won, Luca won, and DKP and Zach both won.
Yeah.
In this match, no lie, Ed won in like
12
15.
minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
Exactly.
12
minutes. Yep.
It was at least 10 and not more than 15. But yeah, Ed was insane in this match.
Can we bring up? We don't actually have it to bring up, but in the Overexerted Discord, James, I believe your words were because something else came up before we got to that match, and it was while we were complaining, and won.
Yeah, we were complaining about something because there's spoiler alert. There's a lot to complain about.
Oh
Um,
no.
uh, yeah, Ed won the first game in like 6 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. And it was
Yeah.
one of them was his aggro deck, and the other one was not his aggro deck, but he still won it like it was an aggro deck.
Yeah.
And
What?
that's how fast they were playing. You have to watch that. It was crazy. And then not
I got
to
time to watch it.
not to not to like just rush past this because these games were awesome. It was very sad day for me. Not just because of the draft, but because I was really hoping that he would at least make it to the finals, which was
Yeah.
Zach lost in a it was a battle, but there was just he just got outmatched with the deck, I think.
I mean, the first two games were a battle.
Yeah.
The third game, it was like by turn 2 almost. I was like,
This is over.
DKP hit 3 two-lore questers by turn 2 on the play. So
So it's final, and for the final, while we're going through all of this for triple deck, of course, remember they were benching one of the decks, so it was a best 2 of 3. But when we get to the final, it's a best 3 of 5. You have to win once with each of your 3 decks.
yeah.
And I don't remember exactly which ink pairings they chose first, but basically, Ed and DKP played insanely fast. They went to 5 games. They played all 5 games, and it took 50 minutes.
I'm gonna argue sloppy too.
Like 10
They
minutes a
played
game?
fast and sloppy. There was a couple of mistakes in the finals there. One in particular that props to DKP for not letting it sink his game, because he was behind when the big mistake happened. He lost. It was game 3. He lost to go back behind 2-1. He needed to win 2 games in a row, and he won.
Yeah, there was a Rhino out, and
The one with resist +2 when it's not damaged.
and he looked at it, set it down, and then fired a cannons at it, which does nothing, and then wanted to run feet into it to finish, forgetting that it was 2 resist, probably thinking it was 1 resist. So they paused. Judge is like, no, you got to do it. So he had to run his Pete into it and then use his second fire the cannons to actually get rid of it.
When Ed had a beast out that he was really hoping to use that second to fire the cannons on to prevent the card draw.
And then later he just scooped. He's like, nah, I can't come back from this.
I thought it was an early scoop too. Like they were on like no lore.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, but
like he was definitely behind, but not anymore behind. What was the game? Where was the game that? Was it?
I thought that
Zach
was
that was facing down the game. So it's a different game I'm thinking of. The game, was it Zach that was facing down like a heck of a bunch of, or was it Ed that was facing down a heck of a bunch of beasts? Like they had like 3 beasts out. What game am I thinking of? Because that's a game that feels like you could have scooped, but they came back to.
In the match from different people.
Yeah.
That was like, it was like one of the other people who didn't make it to the end.
So if you haven't watched all this day 2, there was so many great games. But what I'm thinking of, there was I think it was Ed that was facing down like 3 beasts from was it Emerald Steel?
It was Emerald Steel. It was either Luca or someone like that.
Yeah.
He had 3 beasts on the table.
It was Ed versus Ellie, because I think, or Ely, because I think Ely was the only one that brought maybe, or, I don't know. Anyways. It was ridiculous. Like, they should have lost so many times over. Who was playing Green Steel?
Lucas, Ely, and that's it.
No, I don't.
So I think it was Ely, probably. It might have been Ely. I'm not sure.
No, it was Ely. Yeah, Ed versus Ely. Anyways, that Matt, that game felt unwinnable, and he found a way to win it. And this is my really long-winded way of saying I'm surprised that DKP folded so early in that game, in spite of the major mistake, because I felt like there was still a window there. Ed was at like 2 lore or something like that. Anyways,
shout out to everyone. Shout out
was,
to everyone who made it to top 8.
Yeah, right.
I am sad to say that Zach didn't make it though. Like even though I didn't have him in my draft pool, I was still cheering on Zach.
Well,
he is definitely
we all
one of my favorites. One of my favorites, just for like following him from early days.
Yeah, we all wanted that for first pick.
I think that game that that DKP scooped was actually game 4. I think that made him 2-2. And then he came back and won the final game and didn't let it bother him.
I'm pretty sure Ed won game 1 and 3.
It was definitely one of the. So, and anyway,
Anyways.
so all this, we went to the 5 games, and in the final 5th game, I think Ed just finally didn't get all of those good draws he'd been getting the entire rest of the event, and basically, his luck ran out essentially.
Yeah.
They both played really well despite whatever they were drawing. DKP didn't draw very well either, but he drawed a little bit better. So we have DKP as the world champion.
Yeah.
Which, congrats to him. I mean, he was definitely the one who put in a lot of work. He went to almost every DLC that he could. If there was ones at the same day, of course, he only went to one, but he went to them when he could, and he got qualified in both. He qualified everywhere. He qualified for European Continentals. He qualified for national North American Continentals, and he won Melbourne.
Yeah.
So definitely a worthy champion.
Yeah.
When do I get the Overexerted draft champion?
Yeah, where's your trophy? So yes, I think in the end, by a considerable margin, by like 3 wins.
Print it out yourself at home.
Yeah.
Look at me. I am the draft king now.
Yes, right? As I said on Twitter, I'm like, I gotta just stick to drafting cards, man. No, that was a blast. Like, right up until round 5 when I was thoroughly eliminated, I was having a blast with it. I'm like checking the stats constantly, checking the match results, like,
We did like 16-10 or 16-11 with from Swiss. So
every single round up until round 4, we were dead even every single round, and then round 5 it just blew up.
I was just happy to see that final there, where I don't have to have my guys go head to head. That'd feel terrible.
One thing I want to say about DKP, James, in addition to what you said, is not only did he show up to so many, but he consistently did very well at pretty much everyone that I followed. So I'm assuming every DLC he went to, he did very, very well. I think he missed day 2 like once out of the like 8 DLCs that he went to. And he went to 6, that's not true, but still. Out of the 6 they went to, I think he missed day 2 once. So incredibly consistent as well. To be frank, I remember there was a point before NA Continentals, I'm like, I feel like Ed Choose disappeared. Because I hadn't really seen him do much between his win and NA Continentals. He was just one that stood out for me. So he's still, obviously, his finals here demonstrates an exceptional player. But even exceptional players, it's hard for them to consistently do well in a game that does require some luck. And so for DKP to just consistently do that well, just shows just how great he is. So, although I was cheering for Zach.
Yeah. Cheering for Zach, but, we got a good champion. So I actually saw a tweet from Steadfast today after DKP won. He's like, here's when I figured out how good DKP was. He's like, he was staying in the same place I was for Atlanta. And so when we got there a couple days early and we're testing, and this guy comes in and sits down in front of me, and he's looking at my deck and we're playing against each other, and he's like, why are you playing that card? And just, telling him all this kind of stuff. Like, that's a dumb card, whatever. He's like, and so he's like, who is this guy? And he's like, but then within 24 hours, I had changed my deck to DKP's deck and gone from there. So, I mean, that's how fast Steadfast says that he figured out how good DKP was just that day of testing. But anyway, that's it for the event. So the players were all awesome.
Yeah.
Casters were all awesome. I thought they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
As you say, the production looked really great. The only thing that I think that was possibly missing was a little bit more human interest stories from the player.
Yeah.
And that made the only thing that was really missing. Everything else I thought was great. They had those, we asked them to draw cards thing, which was really fun.
I thought that was cute. Yeah.
That was cool.
Zach's whole new world was just artistic masterpiece.
Yeah, he did Diablo, did great too.
Yeah.
Anyway, the judges, we barely knew that they were there, which means that their job was being done exceptionally well. Because you don't know they're judges, that means everything is running smoothly.
Yeah.
And so I think that overall, the whole thing, I was very happy that I had booked the time out and set aside the time for the weekend to watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
Not feel like I had wasted my time watching the event at all.
And the players, contribute to that a huge amount as well. Like, I was on the edge of my seat the whole weekend. It was great.
Great games all weekend.
Great games all weekend.
Yeah.
Literally the only, and it was the most minor critique I had of the weekend, the gameplay weekend or whatever, the production, was I think they could have ended day one a little stronger, with, some of the other matches that were on and kind of having the top 8 kind of featured, but like, that's a minimal thing. That's not the end of the world.
Going to make go for another half hour after they've been working for 12 hours straight, right?
Yeah, right. So kudos to the entire team that was responsible for this weekend. Really well done. Which just made what we got to talk about next all the more painful. Because we were riding high on, this has been awesome, this has been great, it's building up, we've got the hype, we got the hope is back.
And then, but now let's keep the high going for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Did we get any of the good stuff that we wanted to talk about that we asked, like, that was on our wish list last week?
We did.
You got information. Lots of information.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First up. Now, I'm going to do this all out of order because, like I said, we want to do the good stuff and keep the good stuff going.
Keep the high going a little bit longer. Well, this did come out... Well, this came out after Europe. You're right. Yeah.
It started... so they did the releases of information over the, 3 or 4 segments in between matches. So it took all day to get all this information on day 2. All we knew on day 1 was that we were getting 16 global DLCs for Season 2. That's all we got.
Yeah.
Anyway, here I'm showing, if you're watching, this is day 1 prizing that will be coming for Season 2. The participation card is Pegasus, the 1-drop, with all new art, of course. These are all
freaking adorable.
These will be for everybody who sits down at a DLC will get this Pegasus card.
Okay, so that's like the new Dragon's Breath.
Dragonfire.
Dragonfire, yeah.
And you'll notice that the card has a slightly different layout at the bottom there. They've got that little bit of gold border. Bottom. So that is new.
With the promo logo.
Logo.
But it's like a book opening, right? So that's a cool touch. Yeah.
So then, in the center, we have Mulan, the 4-drop uninkable from the Reign of Jafar, the 3/3 rush one, or reckless one. Now, this one is interesting. Unlike the Let It Go, which was given to the top 128-ish, this one would be basically if you get 5 round wins, you get it. It doesn't matter how many rounds it takes you, apparently, unless it's only a day 1. It says day 1 prize, so I guess you have to get the on day 1.
No, I can't imagine. So we have to spoil something that's coming later, which is to say it's changing to 12 rounds of Swiss spread over 2 days. We'll cover that later. Don't worry about that too much now. But suffice to say, I would assume that it's based on, day 1 as in, pre-top cut. If it's
12 rounds of Switch.
'cause
How many
there's
days are there?
2 days.
Okay.
Same number of days as before. We'll get to that.
Basically 5 rounds. You get this. Now, Simba is the new, I guess you could call it the new Let It Go, really, because it's going to the top 64, which is not where the top cut is anymore.
Yeah.
Top 64, it won't be known until, I guess, day 2, technically.
Yep.
So I guess this really isn't day 1 prizing.
Yeah. So I think that's just a misnomer, right? It's just like kind of pre-top cut pricing. So to go back to Mulan for a second, we are assuming this is based on 12 rounds, you have to win less than 50% of your rounds. So if everyone's saying, 5 round wins, but that's less than half of the rounds.
And so this
to get Mulan.
that gets people to keep playing.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, until you get 5.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was saying I equate this to when the points that you need to hit 20 tickets as kind of your like substitute prize that we had before that they introduced in the second DLC. I would equate this to that. I think this is in replacement of that. I hope it's not, but I think it is.
Not replacement. We hope tickets are still being given for.
Yes.
Otherwise, why would you want to play for this card when you have so many things on the prize wall, which we'll get to, that you could drop to go play side events for?
I mean, unless you're winning really hard, it's probably going to take you like 9 rounds, 10 rounds to get to 5 wins. So this is going to keep people playing as long as the 20. Like there was people that dropped off. Hey, I got enough points for my 20 tickets, but I'm not going to get to Let It Go territory, so I'm going to drop early. I think you'll see a similar situation.
It's going to take you that many rounds unless you're Edmund Chu.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So that's the day 1 prizing. So now let's move on to what essentially is the rest of the prizing. And as you can see, the new Elsa. This is the 7 drop from Arcasia's, right?
Yeah.
I'm
not even a Frozen fan, and that looks really good.
Nice.
It does. And the art's exceptional.
You know that those swirls of snow on the playmat are all going to be foiled.
Yeah. Like what they did with the Rapunzel mat. Yeah.
So we have top 32 is getting an Elsa Ice Maker Challenge foil promo, which is on the screen. I'm sure you can go find it if you're not watching. Top 16 will get the playmat version of that Elsa art. Top 8 will be getting a Golden Mickey, of course, the 500 of them that there are, Golden Mickey. We're getting those out to top 8 still. Something new, brand new, top 4, foil, uncommon, uncut sheet of the current set, whatever it may be, of Lorcana. We're finally getting uncut sheets. China had them just at their Grand Prix, but now we're finally getting them everywhere. So top 4 will get that. Top 2 is getting a full foil set, including Enchanteds and Epics of whatever the current set is. No Iconics.
I was going to say, I noticed that they cheaped out on the Iconics.
Iconics. And then, of
you
course...
can't give the top 2 Iconics. That's too much to ask.
First place is getting a foil rare card uncut sheet of the current set and, of course, a first place trophy. Yes, Benny, your hand is up. What is your question?
I don't want top 4 or first. If I'm traveling from BC to wherever one of these DLCs is, I do not have space for foil uncut sheets in my luggage.
So you go straight to the vendors and you'll be like, well, what will you give me?
Right?
For anyone at home that isn't familiar with uncut sheets, if you're new to TCGs or whatever, imagine a poster that is strictly made up of sequentially the cards, common, uncommon, or rares from the set.
Which, like, for me and anyone else who's traveling, like, that really sucks, because having that on the wall back here, this blank space, as you can see behind me, would make a really nice wall piece for the stream.
So
but at the same time,
you bring a couple pieces of hard poster board with you to stick in your luggage on either side.
What is this?
Okay, it's an uncut sheet of something. I can't quite tell.
What is it?
This is a real struggle for him right now.
This is an old Bugs Bunny Warner Brothers thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyways, imagine that, but with Lorcana cards instead. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, going back to the... Yeah, we'll let you... Go ahead, James. We'll talk more. So, yeah, Benny, I mean, I'm with you. I would love to have it, but it's going to be a pain to deal with. You're going to have to ship it to yourself. You're going to have to put it in your luggage as best you can in a big suitcase, or you're going to have to sell it.
Yeah. And either way, if it's in a big suitcase, or you are shipping it to yourself, you're going to be spending probably about $100 to ship it, because I shipped myself a poster from D23, or not a poster, a piece of artwork from D23. Small piece.
Yeah.
$64.
Yep.
And that's California to Washington. Straight line. Pretty easy.
It's entirely possible you might be able to buy it off eBay later for cheaper than just shipping it to yourself. Anyways, quite frankly, a lot of people are really excited about that. Our feelings notwithstanding, there's a lot of people that have been clamoring for it and are really excited for it.
It's a really, from what I understand, it's a very standard TCG kind of prize that a lot of people really like and are expecting.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Anyway.
like I said, it's great to have, but like, if it's framed, maybe I'd be a little more stoked, because then it's easier to not worry about getting damaged in postage.
I don't know. Yeah.
But there's more, because we
Okay.
also have a prize wall.
Yeah. The prize wall is a big upgrade.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Not one, but two playmats. The Mulan and Simba art are getting playmats. Non-foils of all of the promo cards, including the Elsa, which is really cool. We are getting also non-foil versions of the Dragonfire and Let It Go, with the new border at the bottom. So those are going to be different. We are going to get a cap and an Elsa pin. Those are all on the prize wall.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think
I want it all.
I think it will be very hard to get all of this stuff. I'm assuming that you basically are going to have to pick, like, do I go for a few cards? Do I go for a playmat? Do I go for a pin? You're not going to be able to get it all from what we've seen previously, unless you spend a lot of money on side events or you do really well at some of the big constructed, super competitive events.
Yeah.
So this is a majority of it now on the Fanfinity site. Fanfinity is the TO for the Europe region, and they put up a list on the first for their, I think whatever the first one is below. We'll get to it, but they put up a list on the prize wall, and there's a few things on here that are not on that image, and that would be the non-foil uncut sheets of commons, uncommons, and rares will all be available on the prize wall. And then also, down at the bottom there, oversized cards. Now, again, this is the European Fanfinity. We don't know if this is what will be on the prize wall everywhere, or if it's just like what we've seen in Europe, where they are giving away those oversized cards like candy, where here in North America, they're all locked up in a vault in Ravensburger's office. They don't go anywhere, it seems. No one can get them, and they don't hand them out, and nothing happens with them. It's only in Europe where they seem to be handing out. So we don't know if this is everywhere or just Europe yet. I'm hoping it's everywhere, because oversized cards are amazing. They're awesome. It's pretty
When
cool.
you said Ravensburger's office, the first thing I thought was Mr. Ravensburger himself has them on his wall. Cannot get in there. In Mr. Ravensburger's office.
Mr. Ravensburger is his dad, okay?
Oh, sorry.
It's little Rav.
It's just Rav to you.
We see them in the background of Lorecasts, and that's about it. In here. Anyway, that's the prizes. I think it's awesome. I think that the art is, I would say, good to spectacular. Very good to spectacular. I think the Elsa is, of course, the best, because not only is she my favorite, but of the ones shown, but I think it's just amazing. The Mulan is very good. The Pegasus is incredibly cute and very cool. I think I think you and I both.
I think the Simba's very well done.
It is
It's kind of plain to me.
not dynamic.
I mean, that Kendall art, like, come on.
Right?
Yeah.
I almost would rather. I'm gonna sound like the bad guy here, but I kind of want something else other than Frozen for every DLC winning thing.
I mean, you
let it
can't
go
help
for
the fact
top.
that it's popular.
Elsa
Man.
for tops.
We'll get there. So I'm not a fan of the cards that were chosen, but the art is exceptional. I'm not a fan of. We got too much to get into for me to get into it, but if you break it down, we're effectively one card short on prizing. But overall, the fact that the prize wall is much more extensive, the fact that we've got like the 2 mats is awesome, the uncut sheets, like there's a lot of great stuff going on with the prizing, so I don't want to bemoan this too much. I think on the whole, we should be very happy with the direction that prizing has gone. I'll just cut it there.
My only hope that the prize wall is consistent for the extents of every DLC, because what happened with the initial run where the first DLC had a certain way and then it got swapped and then they added eating and all that, it was feel bad for the people that were in Atlanta versus later ones where things had all got switched up and it actually got a little bit easier to get tickets. Anyway, I will point out that all of these cards, for the new cards, for the that have the foil versions, are newer cards, except the Pegasus, and they did confirm that the Pegasus is getting reprinted.
Yeah. And that Let It Go is not.
Let It Go and Dragonfire both are not.
Yeah.
They are not going to get reprinted in Fabled. They said we're never going to say it's never getting reprinted again, essentially, but it's definitely not getting reprinted in Fabled.
Let It Go I get. Dragonfire I don't get. Like, for me, like I keep saying, I want Dragonfire in every set for limited. Like,
maybe they'll give us a version of it.
Yeah.
Us a version yet.
Well, they could do what Magic does, which is create the same card with a different name.
Which I'm fully expecting when we get Pixar. I'm fully
out of order, obviously.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
We're moving on.
Dig
We're
it.
done with.
Yeah.
Guess what we got now? Ooh. We're talking.
Well, this one I'm not upset about, so I don't know why I'm giving this expression now, but just that we're getting into this conversation.
For the changes for North America and Europe. Now, I don't think this is a change for other places, or I don't know if it applies to other places, but it just says it's North America and Europe.
Okay.
Because we already had a season, and of course we had 2-game format.
Yeah.
That is, we are now getting day 1 Swiss, 8 rounds, not 9, and it is best of 3. Then day 2 starts with 4 more rounds of Swiss for a total of 12 rounds of Swiss, best of 3. Then, after 12 rounds of Swiss, we now have the top 32 are taken, and they now play single elimination to find who is the champion of the day, with the grand finals having a best of 5.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, best of 5. I was like, single elimination, best of 5, you can't have.
No.
Yeah.
5 for the final match.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, if you recall, the prizing, top 32 are given
The Elsa.
the Elsa. So basically, everyone who makes it into the single elimination top 32 cut is going to get the Elsa, but top 64 is going to get the Simba.
Yeah.
So people who don't make it in to the top cut will be getting some extra prizing, just like they got to Let It Go.
I think there's a much more important thing that happens with the top cut, though.
Yes, the top cut. What's much more important is, well, let's move on first before we talk about that. And we're also getting Infinity format. We're actually getting Infinity support for everyone who thought that it was just going to be some kind of side event that they didn't really care about. Each challenge will feature a large Infinity constructed side event. Challenge number 3 in those territories will feature an Infinity constructed main event. We don't know if it will be a certain number of the Swiss rounds or if it will be the entire event. I don't think they said that, what it will be. It sounds like it's the entire event, but we don't know. We won't know until they tell us. Infinity Constructed will host a separate ban list, and most significantly, they walked back what was said on the Lorecast and said that currently the ban list for Infinity does not include Hiram and Fortisphere. Both that were banned in Core Constructed are not banned currently in Infinity, but they will be keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
Hashtag free my boy Bucky.
See, that's different. They didn't ban Bucky.
I know.
They were out of it.
I know. That was the biggest mistake. They could have banned him, and then he could have been Infinity Stone Bucky.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the formats that we're getting for challenges this coming season. But now, do I not have that slide? Oh no, we do. Okay. All right.
Well, let's not go any further, because I think, Benny, you might have thoughts about the previous slide, and I've got some thoughts as well. Can we go one slide back, James? Yeah.
It's a lot of game.
That is a lot to play.
To go from 2 and 9, that's 18. You're now going up to a possibility of 24. People were already leaving their...
No, not 24. It's best 2 out of 3.
Oh, sorry, best of... Yeah,
so
yeah.
you could potentially play
16.
36 games of Lorcana in the main event.
I was saying 24 on the day one.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's... people were already getting out of their way past dinner time in the other style, in the other format.
Yeah, but I think they're going to give overall people less time per game, right? Because it was, what did we have? 50-minute 2-game format, and it'll probably be like 55-minute 3-game or something like that.
Yeah, which, I mean, Edmund and DKP just showed you can get it done a lot quicker.
Oh, you're cutting out there, James.
Yeah, things are getting a little staticky on my end, so.
We can't lose you, James. You're the only one of us that has sanity. All right. So lots of games. First of all, going to be very mentally taxing, which is going to have, quite frankly, the cream rise to the top, which is to say, it's going to be harder for your average player that isn't used to this type of environment to have much of a shot come day 2, because they're going to be so worn out from day 1. 2, for the... there's rumor that we could be upwards of 4,000 for some of these events. For the 3,968 players that don't make Top Cut, that they're almost the entirety of their weekend is shot. So there's not really a lot of opportunity for side events. Right before, if we didn't make Top Cut, we had a whole day to, hey, we'll just have fun doing side events on Sunday. But now, half our day is going to be eaten up by the main event if we're pushing for it, and we're going to be bagged after that. So it's going to be not much for side events. So that's my other concern is it doesn't really favor, or it doesn't really, I don't know if it doesn't take into consideration, because I'm sure they did, but for me, it doesn't show well for the average player and or the player that is kind of just above average, which is to say the player, I'm going to, call myself out as myself, that isn't really realistically competing for Top Cut consistently, but maybe is in with a shot. And it's I anticipate that I would have to go to these with the expectation for myself so I don't get disappointed that I'm probably not going to play many side events if I'm really pushing for it.
Yeah, it's until we know for sure, the way it looks now is not looking good for being able to do a variety of things, especially if you are moderately good going into the end of the day 1 and you're like, look, I'm at, if you're going to need 10 wins out of the 12, win 10 matches out of the 12 in order to make it, and you're at 6 of 8, you're or 5 of 8, you're I have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
I have to keep close. And then you're like I said, your day is gone. Half your day is gone. And
Half your
now,
day's gone and you're bagged.
yeah. And I mean, they'll I would assume that after Swiss, they will run like a hyper competitive, like big event or something like that. Like, anyone who is like top 64 who didn't make it could maybe be automatically entered into a second chance for some cool prizing. But who knows what they're going to do. But yeah, you're your day and a half of playing and you're like, oh, let's keep going. I mean, if it was for top 32, sure, you're gonna find the juice and keep going, right?
Yeah.
There. But if the disappointment of not making it and you want to go, you're like, look, I just want to like chill and play some side events for fun and like do some draft or some sealed or something. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Do like one, maybe two.
Yeah.
So let's do. So
But I'm
that's
happy
the-
it's best of 3. So
Yeah,
I will
best
say
of-
that. And I'm
Okay.
assuming if they are trying to do larger groups, that this was a necessity. Like,
But
it
yeah,
is what
we
it
still
is.
don't know. They
I'm
haven't
not,
announced.
I'm not mad about this.
Yeah, no numbers announced. All right, are we ready to find out where all these DLCs are going to be?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going to put these in not in the order they showed them. We're going to do them in alphabetical by region, name of region.
Yeah.
So the first we're going to show is Australia. Australia is getting one challenge, but they're also getting a challenge qualifier in New Zealand. So the qualifier in Auckland, New Zealand is in November. And then whoever, I don't know how many we're getting from that, but whoever they take from that is automatically going to be entered into the Melbourne Challenge in February 2026. And then from that challenge, first place gets an invitation to Worlds.
Which
So
is
Australia-
different from last time. Last time,
It is.
top 2 got in.
That's right, just one. So that's Australia. That's what they get. They get a challenge.
So you got to fly
To Auckland.
Auckland to
Correct.
qualify to then fly to Melbourne
4 months later.
to
Right.
play.
Now the Auckland is just a qualifier just for whoever wants to try to get the guaranteed entry. Everyone else, there still will be tickets available and people can just buy tickets to go to Melbourne. It's not going to be like only people who qualify in Auckland can go to Melbourne.
Yeah, yeah. I just
But assuming you
For
don't
me-
get one of those tickets.
for me
Right.
personally, like that's a lot of money to spend to fly, hotel,
I mean,
Yes,
heck, even
dude.
if you're from Australia.
just to get an invitation, but you still have to
Yeah.
pay to fly to Melbourne and your hotel.
I mean, it's good if you're in New Zealand, right? Which is
Yeah.
what these are all about.
great if you're in New Zealand.
I
But
mean,
New
quite
Zealand-
frankly. Sorry, go ahead, James.
Yeah, New Zealanders have a chance mainly to get a qualify
Get
to
an advantage.
so that they know that they're going and that way they can plan.
I wonder if it's so locals get just a better shot
Probably.
than the average person just buying in. Quite frankly, people are clamoring for more of these qualifiers for the challenges. It's just the fact that this is the only challenge qualifier is just kind of weird. But anyway, so Australia gets one. That seems fair, right? I would say at least one if I didn't know what was coming later, but I do. So given what I know, one seems fair for Australia.
Next,
Population to 26.66 million.
yeah, so half the size of California.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I can't talk about population sizes. Canada's barely more than Australia. All right. Brazil.
Brazil is getting two challenges, one in quarter 2 of 2026 and one in quarter 3. They don't have locations yet. They're still finalizing that. And, of course, the championship for that will be sometime after Challenge 2 in 2026. That's about all we have for Brazil right now, is just that they're getting two challenges. That's it.
So
But
hold on.
so two challenges make sense.
Population of Brazil is 211 because I had to look this up. 211 million, which is that's quite a bit more than Australia.
Yeah.
Two challenges.
Sure. Here,
Just getting the game, like, what is it, now?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
has the
No, I was
game
gonna
been
say-
released yet?
Also, just getting the game, not sure how popular it is. So,
Yeah.
fair.
Year, quarter two.
Like, how much demand is there for a Brazilian challenge?
Mm-hmm.
There will be.
There will be, but currently it's probably like this.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. China is getting 3 challenges. Locations unknown, but the first one will be in September this year, then January next year, and then in either April or May next year. Now, they also had those Grand Prix that have been happening. So the Grand Prix are a different track to the World Championship. These are now going to be, since they are getting caught up on sets, these will be going from this point forward the way to get in. And then for China, the Grand Prix invites will all be going to the championship, and then the top 16 of each challenge will be going. So they are going to get in the Chinese championship. I don't know how many Grand Prix invites there will be, but there will be 48 from challenges.
Now, population is 1.4 billion, so I don't think we can shake a stick at the 3 challenges.
I think the population argument is a fallacy because that has zero impact on the demand.
Well, yeah.
It's the prospective market, but what is the actual demand?
Yeah, but I'm also saying you have people coming from out of just that population, and that's the that's the first thing you have to compete with, and then anyone who travels.
Yeah. I'd like to know what the actual demand is there, because this feels more like they really want it to be popular in China, and of course they do. Who wouldn't? But, again, what is the actual demand there? I also love, by the way, for the record, that they have the first challenge out of the whole season 2, and they don't know where it's going to be or when yet.
It'll be in September. They just probably haven't signed on the dotted line yet.
Yeah. But
Okay. So three challenges in China.
In China.
Next up, we have Europe. Europe in season 1 had 4. In season 2, they have 3. So they are getting 1 less. They are getting challenge 1 in Bologna in October. Challenge 2 in Ghent in March next year. And challenge 3 in Dortmund in June next year. And then the European Championship for season 2 is in September. No location yet, but the top 32. So in other words, everyone who makes top cut is making it to the European Challenge.
Yeah.
Of those 3, you are getting 96 people into the European Challenge.
Yep.
Which is had this last year, right?
Yeah.
So for season 1, they had that. So they're doing the same number of people to get to the challenge. Unfortunately, they're doing it in 1 less challenge, and they are also doing it in no challenges in the UK and no challenges in France, which are 2 of the bigger markets, I think, that are actually consuming.
Well, there's 4. Germany and Italy are large as well, but UK and France for sure. Definitely UK.
French was one of the first languages Lorcana was printed in, so...
Yeah. But I think UK might be the largest segment.
I mean, on the plus side for Europe, at least it's easy to travel around Europe for a reasonable price. Maybe?
Ish, right? I mean...
Yeah.
Travel's an expense, but in some cases, yes, travel is like the one in Germany, and then there's one in Belgium, and those are not very far from each other. But
Yep.
Far from each other, that means they are further from everything else.
Yes. That's kind of, I was like, that seems very strange to me to not have it in the UK.
You know what's really funny? I just realized.
Don't like the west side, I guess. It's just...
I'm going to be in Italy on the 4th of October, but for work and on a cruise ship. So, and I'm going to be a host. So for a bunch of agents, so I cannot be just like, hey guys, I'll see you in a couple days.
You needed a +1 or 2 for that trip, right? That weren't actually with you. They just were coming on the flight.
Vacation.
Anyways, yeah.
So it's it's not good that there's one less and that there is none in some of the bigger markets. Now, you could make the argument that the championship that was not announced where it is going to happen in Paris because that's where Disneyland is, and therefore they probably will hold the event at Disneyland Paris,
Yeah, it's not the same.
and there will be an LCQ there. But in
Do
the
we know
case
definitively there'll be an LCQ?
we do not, we don't know anything.
Yeah. So
but
we're making assumptions here where we were making assumptions last week about what we were going to hear, and I don't want to make assumptions anymore.
there
You
is
know
an
nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, if there is an LCQ for a lot of people, because a lot of people in the UK may not want to travel.
Yeah.
Some of those, who knows, or maybe they can't. Maybe the dates don't work. Who knows why?
Yeah.
But the LCQ becomes the what is it? The OCQ, the only chance point.
Yeah, kind of, right? All right, so I've got thoughts about this, but it's connected to thoughts for once we get to North America, so I'll put a pin in that for now.
Let's go next. Next up, we have Japan.
Yeah.
Japan is challenges. We're getting one in Tokyo in January, and then one unknown location in the summer of 2026. And then the championship for Japan will be in the summer also, and it will be all the Grand Prix invites that have been happening right now-ish. And then the top 8 per challenge. So
Yeah.
they will be getting 16 plus Grand Prix invites in their championship. So I think that this is a fair amount because TCGs are really popular in Japan. I think Lorcana is getting there in Japan. I think the Grand Prix seem to have had decent turnouts. So I think that having 2 is probably a decent number for Japan.
I think decent, but I don't know. The pictures I saw did not look like a sea of people.
So,
But I think
I will
also
say-
this means that they're probably capping the capacity for these tournaments a lot lower because it's top 8 for these, top 16 for China. So
I will say, so far, out of all the places, no offense to any of the other places, Tokyo is the one that I'm most interested in.
yeah,
Even though I can't play there.
Don't get me wrong. No, actually, can't play there. I think that the language restriction on cards will actually. I mean, this is just my thought. It will be lifted once they're caught up. I think the language mainly to make sure that you can't play future cards and kind of sneak them in. I don't know. That just felt like what they were saying, but it could be actually they don't want people using non-Japanese or non-Chinese cards. But the language restriction may be lifted for challenges since it is that way across the rest of the world.
yeah.
Tokyo in January sounds nice.
Yeah. So just to talk about all of the challenges, I think it is amazing that they're going to so many different regions. I think that part of this challenge season is a plus. I think going to all
Absolutely.
is great for the game. They're getting into a lot of new places. They're having a lot of competition from around the world. A lot of people don't have to travel halfway around the world to compete.
Yeah.
It's great. But that's about where it stops for me.
Speaking of which, we don't have a slide for it. It's only like mentioned a little bit in the later slide, but Southeast Asia also has, I believe, 4, based on the math that we did, 4 challenges for Southeast Asia, which we don't have a slide for.
They had no information on those yet at all, so they did not give us any details about those.
Yeah.
For Japan, we have one more, and I think this is the big one this is gonna hurt
Breathe,
people.
Heath, breathe.
North America, challenge number 1 is going to be in Milwaukee, October 25th to 26th. Challenge number 2 will be in Richmond. We don't know which Richmond, but we're all assuming Virginia.
Yeah.
Is in January 10th and 11th, 2026. And challenge number 3 is Indianapolis, June 20th and 21st, 2026. And then the championship is August 28th through 30th, 2026, with the top 32 of each challenge going to the championship. And yes, you did not hear anything wrong there. There will only be 3 North American challenges. half
Um,
as there were in season 1. Yes, Benny again.
did they just pick all the places that don't have good football teams, or did they just hate the entire West Coast? Did
So
they
many
pick places that people don't have to visit on their bucket list? Sorry, I'm shooting shots fired here. Did they pick all the places that people would pass through
without
on
even
most
knowing
road
it?
trips?
Milwaukee is
Uh,
on.
like also
Every one of the
with Europe and with North America, and also I'm not even going to bring up the fact that they obviously just don't like Canada. With Europe and North America, why do you hate the West Coast specifically? I'm just wondering. I know that the headquarters is in Seattle.
remember.
I know that Walt Disney is
We've experienced these emotions all day, James. Let him have his moment. Go ahead, Benny.
Walt Disney's from California. He's Mr. California. Seattle. Those are 2 West Coast places. Toronto got it last year. I thought, hey, maybe Vancouver might finally get one. And then I saw Richmond, and I thought, there's not even a good Richmond in all of North America. No offense to anyone who lives in Richmond, BC.
All right.
Ah!
We got
I
it
don't
wrong.
like-
It's Richmond, BC.
I don't like any of this.
For anyone out there at Ravensburg, it's not too late to switch this to Richmond, BC in Canada.
For anyone out there at Ravensburger, I'll see you season 3, I guess.
Yeah, this is what a lot of people are experiencing.
I am not flying and staying
In Milwaukee?
for how much it costs to fly
Yeah.
and hotel. I am not going to Milwaukee. I am not going to Richmond, Virginia. And I, as a Denver Broncos fan, will definitely not be going to Indianapolis.
I looked up the flights, by the way, Benny. Indianapolis is too far away, but for anything that isn't a god-awful flight, it's like $650 Canadian round trip. And that's if we book now. Getting closer to, if we're like humming and hawing or waiting until we confirm whether we've got tickets, it'll be...
You're not making anywhere close to $650 at a DLC.
That's just for the flights, let alone the hotel.
Yeah.
In our local Discord for that was a bunch of players from local stores all gather and chat in this Discord for Orange County in California here. One of them looked up flights from the local airport, Santa Ana, and there is not one single direct flight to any of these 3 cities from Santa Ana.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we don't have direct flights either, no.
So, I think you have to go to LAX in order to get a direct flight. Anyway, so yes, half as many. We do not know any numbers. They could all be 2,000 like they were for most of the challenges from last season.
Good luck getting 2,000 people to go to these places.
I mean, well, that won't be the problem.
No.
That is not a real problem, no. But it's going to be mainly people from those areas at this point because there will be a significant number of people who just can't travel for whatever reason there is. And for people like me who have, budget issues where the budget to be set aside for certain things, and at this point the budget is set aside for travel for other things than DLCs. My deal with my wife was I get to travel to a couple of the Season 1 DLCs in exchange for what travel subs that she wanted to do over the next year.
Yeah.
And so I could drive to any DLCs. That's not a problem. That doesn't count in the travel budget. It's like for flying places.
Yeah.
And of course, none of these are anywhere in anything considered a reasonable driving distance for me. And it's not just the West Coast. There is not west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, but south as well, like Florida.
Oh,
Or south, or the entire southern states. There's nothing close to them as well. Florida, I mean, you could consider Virginia to be fairly drivable, but
That's
Atlanta,
a long drive.
it's a long drive, but it's still drivable.
I
mean,
suppose, but
it's I know
yeah.
but like any other states, Atlanta or
Yeah.
anything near the Mississippi, no, it's just too far.
Yeah.
So, for Keith and myself, it's a 2-day drive to either of those.
So for me, the location is just the salt in the wound. The wound is the quantity in the time period that is happening. So this is what I alluded to with Europe. It's the same problem, which is to say, the last DLCs that we had were the late fall of 2024. So roughly October of 2024, October for Seattle, and I think it was slightly earlier than that for the last one for not counting the LCQs, obviously. So October. So between then and when Indianapolis ends, or let's even say to when the championship is, we're effectively going to have 20 to 22 months passed with 3 DLCs within that time.
Right. So we went from 6 in 6 months
Yep.
to 3. I mean,
Even if we want to be gracious and say from today,
yeah,
3 in
That's-
12 months.
3 in 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to be gracious. We gave them the time to figure it out, presuming they would figure it out and do it. That doesn't mean that time did stop existing. So I'm not giving them that grace. It's 22 months.
So yeah, it's not good. I don't think that there's anything. I mean, is there anything good you can say about this beyond the fact that they're finally giving us information about challenges that they're holding? Benny?
I've got one good thing we can say about it. We can just take 1 year to practice getting better at the game without going to a DLC.
There you go.
The problem with that,
We also don't get any of the prizes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of the enjoyment of the game is the competition, right? And I enjoy the camaraderie of League, but it's not in any way exciting or challenging. And not that players at my league aren't good, it's just we're not like playing hardcore, right? We're not, and so it's just not engaging in that way. It is a social thing, which is fine and is great to a point, but for me, a big part of the game is challenging, is the competition. And you can say set champs, but the fact of the matter is set champs, because there is, a certain number of players in my community at least that are quite competitive, tends to be, for the most part, 75% of the same people. And most of them are capped between 16 to 24 based on space. So I'm seeing the same 10 to 12 people every time, and it got stale after 2. I'm at the point where Set Champs does nothing for me right now if the promo isn't exciting. I'm excited for Fable, but I've got no prospects based on their track record that I will be excited about many Set Championships. So over the next year, maybe I can afford to get to one of these. What am I pushing for? Like, genuinely, I am asking myself, what is the point?
Yeah. And so anyone, for us, because we're all on the western side of this region of North America, for all of us, there was challenges to look forward to with Seattle and Vegas. That was something that for many months, was what drove a certainly high percentage of people to the local game store every week to get games in and to form little groups of people that they practice with when there weren't events at the store to do, and caused us to all feel good about coming and playing. And now you have no challenges that we can get to in a reasonable manner at this point. And I know that locals are like, flights are stupid and they're all far away. And there was actually, I think someone commented that at this point, it may be more cost effective to go to the Tokyo Challenge than the ones on the other side of our own country.
Yeah.
That is correct for me. I looked it up.
Yeah. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing, people? Why is there the lack? I mean, okay, is it logistics? You guys, with no planning and seat of your pants, ran 6 of them in 6 months. And this is...
And arguably, after the first one, they were pretty good.
You can't tell me that the Seattle Convention Center is fully booked for the entire year. You can't. Because I know, and people say, oh, well, maybe it doesn't have enough capacity for the numbers. They were using about a third of the building. I've been there for the Penny Arcade Expo when they used the whole building for a video game convention. They can fit a lot more in there.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, it's so...
Why?
So logistics, you're like, no, I don't believe logistics because, you just hired a new TO. The TO been around since the 90s. They know what they're doing. Logistics, they can move as many people as they need to given the amount of money. Oh, money. Is it money that's a problem? No, because these things sell out instantly. You price them to make money.
Yeah, and they're printing money because all they're offering as compensation for coming is cardboard that costs them pennies.
Yeah. So it's not money that's the problem. The economy right now is not great, of course. Yes, okay, fine. But still, these are going to be profitable.
Yeah.
You have the staff now.
It's not like they were paying their judges much.
Yeah, well, that's another thing.
So if it was, so this is my other thing. Like, if you tell me it is money, you horribly mismanaged that. Because you had a license to print money with the side events and the main event both. And so there's no way that anyone should ever have not made a boatload of money on those.
Yeah. I mean, when they were charging $40 for entry into the competitive constructed and getting 300 people.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to, all they were doing was giving them some pricing, and some of that pricing was, it was boxes of cards, but still,
yeah,
they weren't paying.
Their cost on that is,
Weren't paying retail for those.
No.
So, I mean, it's just upset. This whole thing with this 5 months to wait for them to say, okay, you're going to get information at Worlds.
Yeah.
And then we get Worlds, and this is the information that took 6 months to figure out.
Yeah.
We're going to give you less, and we're going to narrow it down. We're going to give you, in fact...
Yes, let's look at this slide. I like this one.
This purple line is the region that encompasses all 3 of the North American challenges. And you can't even call it a North American challenge anymore because they're only in the United States. There is... And you'll notice that is a significant portion of the country that is more than one state away from this region here. Even Maine is not that close, and it's right there. But I mean, the Eastern Seaboard, some of you can make it pretty easily to the Richmond one. But look at that. How is this a North American challenge series?
Yeah.
This is a West-ish challenge series.
Yeah. Versus look at that map again and think Seattle, Las Vegas, Fort Worth, Atlanta.
It was like 5 points that just
Chicago, Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, I will say shout out to AJH. I know he's probably going to be going to one of these. So there you go. Shout out to Forbidden Mountain. They'll probably be able to hit these.
Oh, they're loving it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can basically sit here and just voice our displeasure
Yeah.
for a while on this decision. We'll probably start repeating ourselves after a while. It's just
Yeah.
I feel like I am one of the more positive people about Lorcana for a very long time. Me and Jared did it. We were critical of some things, but it always came from a place of love and caring about the game and how it was.
Still this is, I hope. Like, for me it is.
Yeah,
is.
that's the thing. Is like, I
Yeah.
think the biggest problem and the biggest reason why this hurts so much is because we care about the game. We want to see it grow. We want to see it build. And we had so many people saying, "Oh, there's definitely going to be at least 6, possibly 8, you know, maybe they'll stack them up on like close enough weekends that you won't have a ton of people traveling to hit all of them, but at least we'll get more, so we'll get a wider variety of, people going to them." But now it's like, oh, here's this tiny little blip. There you go. We get all the best people in the East Coast and a couple of the best people who are willing to travel.
Yep. So I am, like I said, I am mostly a positive person, and this has rattled me
Yeah.
about being about how much I invest personally, emotionally in the game.
Yeah.
This part of it, this aspect of it, I will say that the art has never
yeah.
wavered ever.
Yeah.
It's 100% all the time.
Yeah.
Play, love the gameplay. I have no problems with the gameplay. I think it was showcased this weekend that so many different decks can be played and do well,
Yeah.
depending on which ones you're fighting against, of course, but still just the variety of things that we saw this weekend.
Yeah, the
And-
game designers, think of the format design. They came
Yeah.
up with this format that was so unique. Yeah.
And so I have no problems with that aspect of it. The people I have met that work at Ravensburger are really nice people.
Huh.
I really
Yeah.
talk to them. I like interacting with them. But this right here is not good at all for me. This sucks. This is a horrible way to manage season 2, in my opinion. This is not what you should be doing for this game. Yes, it expanded worldwide.
Yeah.
You expanded to the detriment of the 2 places where you started.
Yeah. And that are holding up the game.
Yeah, and it is where the game is the most popular.
Yeah.
You have taken away from us that which we were looking forward to and apparently wrongly expecting to increase and improve.
Yeah.
And if all of these challenges are the same size as they were before, which nothing leads us to believe that they will be bigger,
Yeah.
we have 6,000 people competing for 96 spots, where previously we had, I think it was 11,000 people or 10,000 competing for the 96 spots. You have taken away those spots from 4,000 people to be able to have a chance to compete, and taken it away from half of the continent
Yeah.
for those who can't travel. So
Yeah.
it's making it very difficult for me to be enthusiastic about sharing the game, about investing in the game. It has
Encouraging others to get into the game.
hurting others. It's something where I didn't think, because we had things like Worlds getting closed and other things over the course of the last few months or however it's been that have been like not stellar, not great, but they didn't really shake my confidence that this game was taking steps forward. And this is steps backward. These are large steps backwards. And so it's unfortunate, and I will try and see how I feel after today, but today has not been a good day as far as these announcements are concerned.
Yeah. I think another thing that's, making me feel down is it's I feel the inclination to say, why should Brazil have 2 if we only have 3? But it's like, I don't want to, like, I want Latin America to have 5. Like, I want everyone to have, as many as they want. And this is making me, like, say these things internally, at least, well, now externally, which is like, why does Southeast Asia have 4? When, obviously, again, if we're talking population, we're talking, sure, but again, what are the markets that have built this game up? And it's Europe and North America. And it's crazy to me that there's obviously so much demand, just this gigantic pent-up demand, or at least there has been. There was last season, and we're just potentially just squandering that. We're potentially taking that for granted. Like, if I can't make it to October and January, like, James, it sounds like you can't make it to any of the 3. Let's say that I maybe can make it to next June. What do I have to, like, why am I playing the game for the next 10 months? Pick it back up again in May. Like,
Yeah, why do I need to buy product if also in June, I mean, just buy whatever's the current meta at the time.
Yeah.
Why do I need to buy anything? If I'm now as a collector, I'm of course now considering, like, if I'm not going to be competing, do I need play sets of everything? Maybe I just need one of everything, and I'll buy play sets of just the specific cards I want to build decks out of.
Yeah.
As a collector, this has made it to where I am, like, very heavily leaning towards buying less product for, I mean, if this is what's going to be continue to happen,
Yeah.
there's no point for me to be as heavy a collector as I have been at this point.
No.
I will still, like I said, I still love the art. I love collecting the cards, so I will get one of everything, most likely. Not one of everything. Of course, I can't get all of these,
Yeah.
dollar cards, but reasonable collection, some epics, some enchanteds, whatever.
Yeah.
One base cards, some foils I like, just what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But why do I need to get 4 of everything? Why do I need to buy sealed product in any volume that I have been? Why?
Yeah.
You have no reason anymore. You've taken away the reason. So, and I get it, whatever. What is that? What is the saying? First world problems,
Yeah, but
travel, these things are going to sell out most likely. They're going to have full. What do they care? It's like, you know what? Because I'm your customer, because I'm the person that has spent over 2 years of my life every week talking about your game,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And promoting it and investing in it and caring about it. And so maybe you should listen to people like me who are now considering that maybe I shouldn't have been doing that. Maybe I won't be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
So, think about that. Think about what you've done, take it into account. It may not affect your bottom line. I don't know. Maybe it will.
Yeah.
Maybe in 6 months you'll see the sales numbers and be like, hey, maybe that was a bad decision. Let's see what we can do to fix it. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is like if the entire West Coast stops buying Lorcana tomorrow, how much profit dries up?
I mean, it's not going to, but here's the thing is...
but as an example, if everyone said, well, we can't go, so we just
Yeah.
stop buying for a year.
So, right now, there is enough demand that, if everyone that competed in all of the DLCs from last year stopped playing, they would probably still sell out the next season. But the problem is you can only go to that well so many times. It is not limitless. So this is my concern. It's not like, I know maybe it sounds like it a lot, but it's not just for me. My concern is that, others are feeling this way. And if even a percentage of them decide, you know what, I've been beat up too many times. I got my hopes up too many times. You've let me down too many times. I'm tapping out. There's a subset. There's 5%. There's 10%. And you do that again. and again, this season will sell out, and you won't see the repercussions yet. But over time, if you keep doing this, it will eventually dry out, and it will be, you won't see the results until you see it bottoming out, because you'll go back to that well and you'll keep selling out because there's limited supply to meet the demand. But then when you eclipse that supply, all of a sudden you go from selling out to half, right? So it's one of those things that it comes on suddenly, and when it does, and people see empty seats, then it becomes, oh, the game is dead. And if people think the game is dead, enough people, because everyone says it all the time, you see it on Facebook, whatever, oh, the game's dead, the game's dying. But if enough people actually, legitimately believe the game is dead, they will drop it in a heartbeat. Because they don't want to be tied to a sinking ship.
But also, like, I don't know, as a person who goes into a lot of shops that sell TCGs, I don't want to obviously throw an attack out there, but like, there's a lot of TCGs, and when you get let down by one multiple times, you get kicked around by one multiple times, you start going, oh, well, I could go play Digimon. I could go play Union Arena. I could go, like, Union Arena is a bad example. There's a not huge turnout in North America for it. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many TCGs out there that people could just swap. But also, I know that a large amount of their customer base is Disney. It's just people who like Disney. So, you know, eventually these people might just go, well, I'll just go back to watching the shows because I enjoyed the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't make it to an event all the time. Yep.
That's why I'm in it, is because it was Disney. I was a TCG player, and honestly, all the TCGs out there, none of them are getting my money in the same way that Lorcana did, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything that'll come along that'll do that. So if you ruin it now, you're not getting me back. I won't market anymore. I won't be playing other TCGs hoping that Disney Lorcana comes back to what I loved about it.
Yeah.
You know, this is your shot.
Yeah. And on the off chance anyone is actually listening from Ravensburger or this gets back, we can't stress this enough. We love this game. We love what you've done that's good. And we want to succeed, but I can't imagine that anyone with any sense of things wasn't, at least behind the scenes, looking at what they were intending to announce here and not seeing that this would be taken poorly. So this is the same thing that I've preached multiple times when it comes to the communication. The volume has gone up. But if you got something that you think there's a chance that is going to be taken poorly, you need to, one, think about the implications of that and whether you should maybe change course, or two, get ahead of it. Because quite frankly, it's extra insulting when you come to me on the stream and celebrate this like this is a great thing. And it's like, was a lot of great things this weekend, but this was not it. So I need to know, and I say again, I don't deserve anything, but I, as part of the whole, need to know why the heck this is the decision that has been made. Because I can't fathom it. As you said, James, it can't be money. It can't be logistics. So what is it? You went out and hired more people to be able to tackle this. Is it because something got burned in the relationship with PPG? And you're like, we don't have the infrastructure and we can't go to them? What happened? Because it's not good.
I think the key word that you had in that was why. You got Ravensburger needs to explain what's going on, because it may not help with, obviously it won't help with being able to get to these that are nowhere within reasonable distance for some people, but it may lessen the anger and the frustration and the disappointment in some manner if we know why you've made these decisions. I mean, you don't have to like lay out your books for us, but I mean, give us something. Give us some bit of why you made these decisions.
Yeah. But again, it's the like reactive, like how, like I was realizing that I feel like I was about to be insulting to the people at Ravensburger as I was about to say it, but I'm like, how is there no one there that is like, I don't think this is going to be a popular announcement, and then get ahead of it. Like, don't announce it as this great thing. Be like, hey, we got lots of great things to announce. Like, full disclosure, this is the reality of the situation, and, you know, we're not going to be able to have as many DLCs as we had previously for X reason, but what we commit to you is that we're going to make the ones that we can do amazing, right? Whether that's the case or not, I don't know, but at least, you know, then there's something in there, right? But
This announcement should not have been during Worlds when it was a celebration of the season and of the players.
yeah,
And exactly, how did no one at Ravensburger just stop for a moment and say, do you think the people watching are gonna like this announcement?
yeah,
Is this like, let's maybe tell a few people and be like, hey, you know, maybe talk to some of the casters.
need a focus group.
They were under NDA anyway, you know, talk
Yeah.
to them before and like, hey guys, is this going to be an announcement that you think is going to go over well? Maybe we should think about this, and maybe we should do a lorecast and sit down and just make these announcements on a lorecast instead of during this amazing celebration challenge event for the World Championship, and honestly, sour the event.
Yeah.
Sour the feelings coming out of this weekend because of this announcement that was made.
Yeah. Until, I can't remember when it was, like around, 2 o'clock this afternoon Pacific time. It was such a great feeling. Such a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been so deflated and so disappointed since then, and by extreme margins.
I mean, you guys got to see it here. We're sitting here talking about the DLC, me not knowing, and I'm, oh yeah, okay, cool. Oh yeah, this is awesome. And then as soon as it's like, this is the events, it's like somebody walked into the room while you guys are talking to me and just, boom, right in the gut, slapped me across the face, and then walked out. And I'm sitting here going, what?
Yeah.
But I love you. Like, oh,
Yeah,
like I'm almost ready to do the closing and just go upstairs and cry myself to sleep tonight.
I mean, James, you hit it right. We're just going to keep talking in circles here, so maybe we need to.
I'll say that, like you mentioned about the deflating, halfway through the day when we had this, I told my wife, and I'm like, this sucks. And so when the stream was over, she's like, what do you want to do now? And I'm like, oh. And she's like, like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm just going to be grumpy. I'm going to be angry.
Yeah.
She's like, what? She's like, I knew that announcement was disappointing. And I'm like, no. The only thing carrying me for the last few hours was the joy of watching the games. Mm-hmm. And all I have is the announcement. And that's all that's sitting now in it's existing in me. Is this, and now it's like the grumpiness, the anger, the disappointment. It's like, that's all that there is now. But yeah, let's be done.
Me for most of the weekend, me after the announcements. Yeah, let's do the outro. I've got a lot that I'm grateful for this weekend, but I'm so bummed from it that I got no moment of gratitude for you guys this week. No. And I don't think, I feel like it would be disingenuous to do the pack this week.
Oh, I opened mine. There was nothing good.
Just more salt in the wound.
I opened it hoping that I could pull an enchanted to like bring a little bit of joy. And I pulled foil commons, and I just...
Yeah. All right. You wanna send us off, Benny?
Thank you for tuning in and joining us on this magical journey. Tune in again soon.
Soon. That's
I don't know if I can
at some,
say next
at some
week.
point in the not.
It hurts.
Some point in the future.
It hurts.
Yeah. Bye,
Well, if
everybody.
you haven't subscribed, go
Okay.
subscribe. At least the giveaway is something that's
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah. We'll do that regardless. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Comments.
Yeah. Let us know if you're excited to go to DLC or if you're
Let us-
disappointed at the lack of.
Basically, let us know if you live in the Midwest or not. Alright, let's cut it off. Bye, everybody.
Oh,
Bye, everybody.
good night.